Good morning, and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with our producer, Nick Steffens. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We didn't have a show Friday because I was feeling under the weather, and so kind of had a long-ish weekend. I work from home, so that I still worked on Friday, but it was kind of a longish weekend in a sense.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better today. Let's see here. Let's jump into weather. It's 49 degrees and partly cloudy outside. Not too bad. A little warm up from the weekend. High, I think today is supposed to be 58 degrees. I did get snowed on this weekend watching baseball.
That sounds like fun. I imagine we'll talk about it more later, but
yes,
it's always a weird feeling playing America's pastime, which is supposed to be a summer sport.
Yeah, and then the weekend before I watched my son play soccer in the snow, so I just feel like we're just checking.
Remember when it was 80 degrees 3 weeks ago?
Yes. Yeah, we're just checking all the boxes. So let's look at the local events. Lots of local events coming up in Washington this week. We have the Beauty and the Beast presented by Washington Area Performing Arts and Events Center this Tuesday at 7:30. Sounds like it's supposed to be a really exciting opera. Last week I talked to Jan Gallagher and Bob Youngquist about that. So if you want to learn more about that, just look back in the old Washington Lives and check out the Monday or Wednesday. Not sure which day. I think it was Monday. Then let's see here. There's a 20-year celebration at Custom Impressions from 4:30 to 6:30. Celebrate with charcuterie boards, desserts by J-Dubs, and drinks. So it sounds like a good event. So that's on Wednesday, the 26th. Then this weekend, the 27th through the 29th, we have the 52 annual Kelowna Quilt Show and Sale at the Wooden Wheel, 515 B Avenue in Kelowna. Over 200 new and antique hand-quilted quilts on display and for sale. There'll be raffle quilts and other vendors on site. And then we also have the Junkin Sisters Spring Shop and Hop from 9 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Enjoy gathering with friends and shop charming shops. You can learn more about that on Facebook. And then, of course, we have the annual Kiwash Half Marathon, 10K, 5K. There's a distance for everyone. Starts at 8 a.m. This Saturday. And then a tribute to the Three Kings at the Riverside Casino from 8 to 10. Experience a night of music, royalty with a tribute to the Kings, Elvis Presley, George Strait, and Michael Jackson. So, all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, I did not sign up for the 5K, unfortunately.
You didn't?
I decided that the 3 weeks was not enough for me to train.
Oh, I bet you could do it.
I don't think I could.
Let's see here. We'll look at the police report next. There was 23 traffic calls, 5 welfare checks, 5 sex offender checks, 4 warrant arrest calls, 4 fire calls, 4 animal calls, total of 83 total calls. There was a call in Washington for property lost and found. Caller reports a subject located a phone and a leather jacket. 107 responded. The items belonged to a subject who was arrested earlier in the day. 107 transported the items to them at the jail.
They just left his jacket and his phone after they arrested him?
Apparently.
Come on.
I'm glad somebody called it in. That would have been, you got out of jail, you'd probably want those things. There was a theft call in Washington. Caller reports someone took their bike. 106 responded. The only information provided is it was purple and maybe green mountain bike with no seat. It was documented.
Maybe he's doing a lot of heavy lifting in that. Maybe it's. I feel like if it was your bike that was stolen, you would know whether or not it had green on it.
Yeah, but they knew that it had no seat, which makes it very.
On a mountain bike, which I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that would be very uncomfortable. Public service contacts call in Washington on the Wayland Road. Caller reports in the area of 280th and Wayland, there's a strong smell of natural gas. 92 responded. The only smell was hog manure.
So it's kind of a natural gas.
Yeah, yep. My husband works with hog manure, so I smell that frequently. Again, to clear your nose.
Yeah. Have you haven't gotten used to it yet? Like Nose Blind or whatever that Febreze commercial talked about?
No,
It just never goes away.
No, he gets used to it because I'll be like,
yeah.
you smell, and he's like, I do. I'm like, oh my gosh! So he's around it all the time, but I just sometimes. Some calls in Iowa City: 14-year-old dating 17-year-old daughter, and both are sleeping in a tent on the property.
There's a lot to unpack with that.
They called that in.
See, that's why I'm confused. One, 14, 17-year-old, that's weird. But so I assume the mom or one of the parents called in because it says daughter sleeping in a tent in their own yard, I assume.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they like.
They
what
just
they
want
expect.
it documented. Did
I
they
guess.
want the police officer to come scare the kids?
I guess I don't know.
All right. Gotta love the Iowa City Police Report. Hy-Vee spoke to Tyler about arranging a police presence for Customer Appreciation Day, currently scheduled for May 20th.
What are they doing where they need a police presence?
I don't know.
They must have something
Mark your calendar.
great planned if they need a police presence for Employee Appreciation Day.
Mark your calendar, May 20th. Hy-Vee. Iowa City. Accidental working out.
I wish I accidentally worked out more often. Maybe then I could run a 5K.
I was going to say that too. Accidentally working out? I'm really good at not working out.
Yeah.
Last one, Iowa City. Someone called in, subject yelling at the community mailboxes.
Maybe he didn't get his mail like he expected.
Amazon package didn't come when it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Could be upsetting.
It could be. Or someone took his mail. I don't know. Or key didn't work. There's a lot of things that could upset someone and have them
I know.
yell.
I feel like they need to provide us more details.
Yeah. I like how they really do not elaborate on anything in the Iowa City Police Report.
But I have noticed that you haven't put any golf cart checks in the police report since we found out.
Apparently, now they're street legal, apparently.
Yeah. So.
So,
All right. We're going to head to commercial break. And when we get back, Nick and I,
we're going to talk about something.
we're going to talk about something.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey Vina, did you know that I recently had an IQ test? Came back negative.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Nick Steffens. And we had another mishap this morning with our guest.
Yeah, who's producing this show? Gosh.
So anyways, Mondays are tough. You just never know. So we're just going to chat it up about our weekends a little bit. So
You had an eventful weekend.
Yeah, it was. So my son Dexter played his first 8U baseball tournament, and so we went down to Burlington, which was fun, and it was snowing. And snowing's one thing.
Yeah.
Cold, another thing. 25 to 35 mile an hour winds, like that's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's always the Midwest. Like, it wouldn't be bad if it wasn't for the wind, but I think it just would have been bad.
Yeah, it was
Snow. Like, you had everything.
Yeah, and like the whole point is for the kids to like get experience and have fun, right? And then it's freezing cold. So how much fun is that? But I had looked the previous Sunday. I watched my son play soccer in the cold, and when I was there and it was snowing, they have like these little weather pods that like parents can watch their kids do sports in now.
Yeah, which I think you mentioned to me off the air after the brutal soccer in the snow.
Yeah, so I've kind of not made fun of these people, but like,
but you kind of.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, we're tougher than that, right?
Yeah.
And then after last week's soccer, there was one person in one of those pods, and then everybody else was just like in their winter clothes in spring Iowa weather, taking in the snow. So I looked on Marketplace, tried to find one, and then I just bit the bullet. I ordered one. It came Thursday. I decided it was an early Mother's Day present to myself from myself, and
You love it.
it was amazing. The only thing I'm mad about is that I didn't buy it sooner.
Yeah, it's always tough when you like look at people. Like I said, you didn't make fun of them or judge them too harshly, but then you're kind of like, oh, that's stupid. Then you get it, and you're like,
I know. And now I'm like one of those people, and I wish somebody would have like made a video of me trying to set it up. Like the wind is blowing because it's like it becomes like a socket, right? Because it's just like this tarp and plastic, but I'll tell you what, it was pretty amazing. And then so that was on Saturday, and then on Sunday we go back and it's 10 mile an hour winds, and it's 45 degrees, and it just seems like it should be summer. Like it's so much nicer. I was like, should I even set this up? Because it's so nice, but I feel like since I bought it, I should. So I did.
Yeah.
But I got to like bring the windows down a little bit, and there was other people in pods. One of my friends brought a camouflage duck blind too. So
that's a little extra. But I mean, if you have it, use it.
it was actually genius. Yeah. So, but now I'm like, maybe I should just like go into business and like buy a bunch of these and just like rent them out on the weekends.
Oh yeah, it'd probably work honestly, because like you said, it's always like, I'm tougher than that. I'm just gonna tough it out. And then you get there, it's like, this is miserable, and I regret.
And I tell you what,
everything.
it's like the wind. Like everything else is fine. It's always the wind.
Which, if people haven't been to the Recplex, it's really in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's in Burlington, but it's in the middle of nowhere, Burlington. Yeah. There's not anything blocking.
And then they put our field like out by there was like some sheep in our not in the
outfield.
Yeah, but like in the outfield. But anyways, so I feel like it was one of those things like maybe I'll use it again this weekend. Maybe I won't use it again until the fall or next year. Yeah. But I feel like it's an investment when your kids are in like soccer and baseball and stuff. Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, it might have been 9U, it might not have been 8U, but my first travel baseball game was at the Recplex, 32 degrees, Mother's Day weekend. So first weekend of May, and it was 32 degrees, snowing, bad wind. I was in the outfield. I knew nothing was going to get hit out there because you hit it and like it's metal bats, so your hands sting. Yeah. And so I had like hand warmers just shoved in there and had a sweatshirt underneath my jersey, which does not look cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the kids this weekend they were chilly. They were doing the warmers, and then like they were standing like sideways in the field, like if the plate was over here, but the wind was to their back. They were like standing sideways to like. But everyone's just trying to survive. So.
Are they just the Washington? They the Demons, or do they have like a different cool name?
Nope. So the Washington Baseball Travel Club is
good.
Washington Demon Baseball.
That's good, because we were also the Mount Pleasant Panthers, and I hated playing teams that had like the dorkiest color. Like it would be like the ugliest colors, and they'd change some dorky name. So I'm glad you guys are just the Demons.
Yep, straight up Washington Demons. So no, it was fun. The kids had a good time. It was nice to go back on Sunday, and I think they lost 8-4, but they did some good things. So it was fun. Fun to watch.
12 total runs in 32-degree weather is kind of impressive. Yeah. To score that many runs.
Yeah. You can't even steal home, so you had to have hits to make it to home or walks.
You can't steal home?
Not an 8U.
Oh, like so if the ball passes behind catcher,
Right.
you can't steal home.
Not
I feel like in travel ball, a lot of runs came that way, so that's probably smart.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is the only year that can't happen, and then next year will be an eye opener. But
So it's at the Recplex, and
Yep.
it's like there's like the clubhouse, and then there's all the fields. When I played travel ball, I feel like most of the parents didn't mind going because they just go sit in the clubhouse and drink.
Yes.
Is that how it still is?
oh my gosh, well, I feel like because it was cold weather and our games were back to back, that
Yeah.
didn't happen. But yeah, they did sell alcoholic beverages.
I feel like most of these travel ball is just for parents to like get together and socialize and
like-
drink. I feel like there's parents like you who do the book and like pay attention, and then there's some parents that's like, let's party.
Yeah, I don't know if alcohol and youth sports,
Sports.
is
Oh, yeah.
is
There was
the
a-
right combination, but it didn't seem to cause any problems this weekend. So
Yeah.
And you mentioned Mother's Day. I would say if there's any dads watching, I'd say one of these weather pods would be a great Mother's Day present for your kids' mother if they attend sporting events outside. And Mother's Day is the second weekend in May, I believe.
And I feel like it's going to stay cold for the next couple of tournaments.
And
Sorry to
just-
break it to you. It's going to be cold until probably the June tournaments.
You just never know.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, unfortunately, I probably will bring it out even when it's 50 degrees and a little windy
50
because
degrees
I
is
have
sti-
it now. Because I have
Yeah,
it,
and
now
50
I'm gonna
degrees
look
is
even
too
more
cold to
ridiculous.
sit and watch baseball.
So,
Yeah,
don't
because you're
know.
just sitting still, so I don't blame you.
but I do love baseball season, and I'm excited. Excited to watch the kids participate. You were a baseball player, right, Nick?
I did that. I played Washington in the travel ball games, and the weather's always going to suck. There's very few tournaments I played in. Well, I'm like, this is the perfect baseball weather. It's either 102 degrees or it's storming and the field's flooded, or it's cold and snowing.
Well, I asked the mom next to me on Saturday, 40 degrees, 35-mile-an-hour winds. I was like, would you rather have this or 100-degree weather? She's like, this.
Yeah, because the 102-degree games, and then like between the games, you go sit in the car, which is 125 degrees, or you just have to like find shade and just
Yeah. You're either worried about frostbite
and
and
heat
layers, or
exhaustion.
you're worried about like heat exhaustion and passing out and
Yeah.
extreme sunburn. So there's just,
there's never good weather at these tournaments.
yeah. So anyways, what did you do this weekend? That's enough about weather pods. What did you do?
Well, Friday I was sick, and then Saturday I went up to Cedar Falls because Jade had her honors thesis because she's a chemistry major, and I had to pull up my phone to remember exactly what her thesis is in. It is bioactive secondary metabolites in cave-dwelling fungi was her.
That makes my head hurt. Just you telling me the title.
She did a great job presenting it, and it was like it was. For reference, it took me 2 years to finish high school chemistry, so I'm not good at science.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty good at the beginning. I was like, okay, I understand all these terms, even though I'm not a science person. And then she just kept going, and I just kept getting more and more lost because there was a chromometer spectrometer thing, and I was like, I have no idea what this means, but apparently there's a fungi that can help with staph infection down in this cave.
Very cool.
That's what I got out of it. But it's also nice because I hear about these professors, like how they're characters in this story, but then I got to go there and I finally got to see all these people who I just heard in stories. I'm like, oh, this all makes sense now. I can put faces to the grouchy professor and all these people.
That's great that you went there and supported her.
Yes, but like I said, it was just. It was also weird because I see old professors that I had, and it's like, okay, I had your lecture and I went to your office hour, so like we know who each other are, but we're not like buds.
Right.
Do I like go up and talk to you?
Like, do they know? Do they remember me?
Yeah, and it's only been a year. It's only been a year for me, and so it's weird. Do I like go up and talk to them, and like if I did, what would we even talk about? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
there
the
was
things.
that awkward part,
Yeah. Well, that was nice that you went up and supported her.
Yeah.
That she appreciated that.
and it wasn't the classroom that it was in was in the where I had all of my classes, and so that was also weird because I sat in like the same spot I sat in during all my classes.
You're
So I'm
fighting
like,
people off. You're like, this is my seat.
well, that was another weird part. It was all like other science people, and I never like saw myself as like a comm major, like fitting the stereotype. But then being around science people, I'm like, yeah, I'm like I did. Like we walked in. and not to flex or anything, but when you walk into Lang Hall, there's like newspaper and like I'm up there like on the newspaper for a theater performance that I did. So it's like, oh, that's who I was in college.
Yeah.
I definitely fit the mold.
So how'd you a comm major and a chemistry major?
Good.
Tell me about the chemistry there.
That's a good one. Well, there's two stories. There's the one that we tell the older people in our families, and then there's the real story. We tell our grandparents that we met because we lived in the same dorm hall, which is true. She worked in the the hall office. So like if I needed to get the broom to sweep my room, I would have to go into the office. If I needed anything, I had to go to the office. So that's where she worked, and that's how I like kind of knew who she was.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
you,
what
said, you said some of the grandparents watched the show, so should we stop it there?
Well, the true story is that we met on Tinder.
There we go.
So yeah, but that's like, it's hard to explain to grandparents that like we like pressed a few buttons on our phone and then ended up meeting.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's a cool story.
Yeah. So it's a lot less romantic than like, I came into the dorm hall and struck up a conversation, asked her out on a date.
Swept
Like,
her off her feet with the broom for the
Yes.
dorm.
Well, actually, funny story is we actually met on Tinder before that. And like we had just been messaging at that point, and I went in because I needed to get, I think it was the broom that I needed to clean my room, and my brain just hadn't connected the person yet.
Okay.
And so like I walked in and like grabbed the broom and like left. And so she thought I just like slighted her because I just like didn't like talk elaborate anything. I just grabbed the broom and walked out. So
That's great.
I did not sweep her off her feet, actually. I'm very surprised we ended up together because I did everything wrong at the beginning of our relationship.
Well, live and learn. That's
Yep.
what they say. So very good. All right. Well, enough fun chat about Nick and I's weekend. We'll head to commercial break, and when we get back, we'll play the birthday game.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and we're back here from our chit-chatting and commercial break, and what's the national day today, Nick?
Well, first I got to ask, do you know any plumbers?
Do I know any plumbers?
Yeah.
I do know some plumbers.
How close are you to said plumbers? It's National Hug a Plumber Day.
All right. Well, if a plumber came to my house and fixed some major issue,
Like me, let's see, it's already April. So like 3 months ago or 2 months ago when the sewage backed up and my basement was full of poop. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wanted to hug the plumber who came at my house at like 9:30 at night to fix it. I kind of wanted to hug him at that point.
I probably would have done that. I had my washing machine break a couple of times this year. And this last one broke. The guys from Archers came out. They were great. Got me a new washing machine, set it up. I wanted to hug them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just like those things you're just used, like, well, not having crap in your basement.
Yeah.
And like having a working washing machine and appliances. It's you take those things for granted, and then when it doesn't work, you're like, oh my gosh. So, hey.
This is getting off topic,
hug 'em.
but it was weird because one of the guys it was weird because the plumber, I went to high school with his daughter.
Okay.
But then one of his workers I also went to high school with and was like good friends with back when I was like a junior in high school. And is that just a part of moving back to your small town where you just like, this person you went to high school with is now pumping crap out of your basement?
Yeah. Yep. It's full circle.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because it's like, do I just strike up a like, I don't know. I feel weird because also someone I went to high school with mows my lawn. And so it's like, do I give you a beer? Like I feel like I feel bad of just being like, oh yeah, mow my lawn.
Yeah. I don't know. Good question.
Do I just have to get used to that? Is that just...
The bigger question is, why don't you mow your own lawn?
I rent. It's part of the rent.
Okay,
So
okay.
I could... There's a part of me, I think when you're a guy and you're at the age of 23, you just want to do manual labor.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me that's like, I could get the push mower out and do it. Trim the hedges.
If it's part of it.
Yeah, but if it's part of the rent. But sometimes I'm like, I just kind of want to go do yard work.
Go do some manly things.
Yeah. And it's just being...
Speaking of mowing the yard, we need to mow our yard. It's kind of out of control.
Yeah.
So it's time to do that.
Well, maybe I can just come over it. I did that in college. I mowed my friends. They rented a house, and I would go over and do yard work for them because I was like, I just need to like. It's good to get outside and like do manual labor sometimes.
And I do think when it's nice out, it is kind of fun to mow.
It is, and like trim the hedges, pull weed, like all that stuff. It's just it's nice to look at a yard when it's all
done.
All done.
I agree. Our mowing's a little cheating at our house. We have like a 60 or 70 inch deck on our
so
so it's just like a few passes and 20 minutes and you're done. And but I do it whenever the UV index is decent out so I can get a tan. But other than that, if I have to wear sweatpants to do it, I'm not interested.
I feel like it's okay to have your lawn grow out when it's like this. There's the old dudes who like, as soon as the snow melts, they're like out there mowing your lawn. I think everyone should get a pass until it's
I just feel
reliably
bad when, the neighbor mows their yard and you don't, and then
now you just look like the neglectful.
Until that happens. So
that's what I'm saying. I think everyone just needs to realize that it's okay to not mow your lawn as soon as the snow melts. We need to all give each other some grace.
There we go.
And not because then, like you said, your neighbor mows and then you have to mow, and then everyone has to mow, and it just becomes a thing.
Yeah. Yep. Adult
life. Gotta sit out in cold weather at baseball games and worry about the upkeep of your lawn and the opinion of your neighbors.
I know, right? First world problems right here, folks.
That was how my dad, like growing up, so our yard went from one street to the next. It was like it was a skinny lot, but it was a long block to block. And so it was really just us and like two other neighbors. And this is the like rivalry that comes with like mowing the lawn, and they cared so much. It's like, oh, he dropped his mower down to like a 2-guard, and it's like, why do you care so much about what Harold, who is an 80-year-old man, is doing with his lawn?
Luckily, we live on the dead end of a gravel lane surrounded by woods, so it doesn't matter that much. But we do mow next to our lane, and that's what butts up to our neighbor's property. And then I feel bad that his yard looks nice, and then there's 4 feet of grass between his yard and our road that looks unkept.
Yeah. I think it's just part of being a man. You have to get into a property dispute with your neighbor or something.
Is there a TLC show called Lawn Wars? I feel like we should create one. I feel like there's wars about everything. Storage wars.
Oh, there was a book called Lawn Wars.
Lawn Wars?
Lawn Wars, the struggle for a new lawn ethic. I don't know. It sounds boring.
Wars sounds a lot like
But I think we could pitch it to TLC, Lawn Wars.
Here we go. All right. Let's patent that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one take that.
Nobody steal that. All right. Well, that's enough talk about random things.
Yeah.
Today is April 24th, and we do have 4 birthdays.
And you're going to try and guess
I'll get first place.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How old do you think Kelly Clarkson is?
Oh, I don't know. 37.
She's 41, so you would have been close to getting a point.
Dang it. No point.
Barbara Streisand. I thought she was dead before this.
72?
81.
Striking out.
Her promotional stuff is a lot more edited than that photo. Joe Keery from Stranger Things. I think he's in other things, but Stranger Things is the only thing I remember him from.
Is other things the name of a show or?
No, he's just in Stranger Things.
35.
You're getting so close. He's 31.
Oh, man.
But do you have one more opportunity to not get, I guess, not
29.
a shutout, I guess.
29.
She's 28. Congratulations.
Right.
It's Kaylani is the, you didn't even know the name of the celebrity.
It's on my sheet.
I guess that's true.
All right, 1 point.
1 point.
1 point takes
That's not
the
bad.
win for today. All right. Well, anything else you want to share with the viewers today, Nick?
I don't know. I don't have any wisdom off the top of my head.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm Diana Rich. Thanks for joining us today on Washington Live, and we hope you have a great Monday.